clicking the record button now, and it's recording. Yay! Okay, good. Yeah, no, like okay, yeah, Carol, that would be great. Like send us the stuff and so on, and for on-site, we'll show you. Like if you have locations. First of all, if you have a room plan or a plan that shows us the session rooms, send it to us, and then we'll add the locations here. And then whenever there's a location, let's say I go here to the doctor's program, or you had that example. What was that? It was under social program. To do. So I will uncheck this here, and I will say social events, and I click done now. And here's the
President's Banquet.
Banquet, right. So whenever we type in a location here, whatever, room 51B or the blue room or whatever, there will be a button here. There will be a button appearing here automatically. And when you click on that button, it will then go to the map of the venue map that will show the session rooms. Good. If we have special cases here, like the government house, we will remove it from here. Like if the government house is not in any of these locations here, because we have, like, let me go to the venue map. I mean, we could add the government house here. No, but then we couldn't link this one item to this map. But here we have basically like we have the hotel, and we have the venue there or whatever, which are a little bit apart this time, right? So, but I would say, like, if there's a party offsite in a bar or restaurant or whatever, we should just give a description. We should just give a description or whatever, and not put a button here, because the button would link to a map, and the map will be, in the case of all the program entities. In case of all the program entities, the map will then be the how do we call that, session room map or whatever, right? We have a
Yeah. Okay, so no button for special cases like the banquet,
right.
but we can put like the address there, right?
Exactly. So
in the description.
The description, right? It will say or whatever. It will happen at whatever this and this bar or whatever, and the bus will leave at the hotel then and then, or the address of the bar is this and this, right? So we'll put it in there. But otherwise, whenever there's a location here, then we will link to the venue map that you will supply us. Good.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, that is that. And good. The other thing with the floor plan, that goes actually to that is actually pertaining to exhibitors, or whatever. Oh, sorry. Here in this case, it's sponsors, exhibitors. If I added an exhibitor here, do they have? No, yeah. If there's a location here, like let's say booth number 25, or is there? Do you know of anyone who is also an exhibitor here? Sesame.
Yeah, most of those guys are exhibitors.
Oh, okay. So, but no booths are allocated yet, right? So, as soon as you give us a booth number, soon as you give us a booth number, we'll put in the number here. It will say whatever 32, and then when you look at a profile. Later on, where is it here? Sponsors, exhibitors. When we then look at a profile, I mean, here will be the company profile, their address information, and so on. And then it will also say booth number 25. There will be a button, and when you click on that button, well, then this floor plan will open here, right? So
yeah.
Good. All right. So program changes. Good. So you said you want to. The main thing you're concerned about is doing some last-minute program changes, right? Yeah. So that you'll always find here under tracks and program. The first thing that opens is tracks. There should be no need for you to edit the tracks. And if you go to the program, you'll find the program right here, right? So, and then basically, when it comes, let's say I go to a real session here. I go to a real session. So the track is, of course, then doctor's program or maybe auxiliary program or whatever. And then there's no sponsor ad. There's no sponsor of the session. There's the name of the session. Here are the times. The location would then be room 54B. Here we have the description. here we have the description, and also later on, what will become necessary once we have these continuing education certificates, they would always be added. They would always be added here, right? Like choose file, and then yeah, you pick the. Or if you give them to us, if you give them to us all at once, we might be even able to insert them in the database or whatever, rather than going to each session or whatever is easier. But then yeah, once we have these certificates, we would choose it here, we would upload it, and then save, right? So good.
So question about the location. When you go to edit it, what do you put in it? Is it a text that you put, or is it a link, the location
Location, no,
field?
you can put in whatever you want. No link. You just put in room 55.
Okay, and what does that pop up? What does it look on the actual app?
It will look like then, like exactly, it will look exactly like we had here. If I go back to social events, the button will then look President's Banquet and Garden Party. The button will look like this. It will say
Okay.
room 55, and when you click on it, I mean, right now the floor plan, the exhibitor
Yeah.
floor plan opens, but once we have the real rooms, the room plan will open, right? It will show the rooms 55, and yeah, it will show all the rooms in relation to one another. But that's
So, for example, I have a session in room A. If I type that into location,
yeah,
the button will say room A now,
exact,
right?
exactly,
Okay.
exactly,
Okay, that makes
exactly.
sense.
That's exactly what will happen. Yeah. So how can I say? Yeah, another important thing is, the speakers, right? I mean, you see up here, it doesn't say anywhere who the speaker is. So suppose speakers are defined in a different place. The speakers are defined here, and only enough there, or there are not really that many speakers, but speakers are defined here, right? So let's say you get a new speaker, then you would create a new speaker, right? You would put in first name, last name, email address, whatever. If they gave you a website address or Facebook or Twitter links or whatever, you would put them in here. If they have given you a photograph, you would choose the file here, and you would upload it. And with photographs, we're actually particular, like we have sized them all nicely, because so that they all look consistent. Like uh, uh, you see, we all try to make them look consistent, right? Have the same size, not that someone appears there like as a tiny dot or the other one.
Yeah.
So we have how can I say, we usually have, when I open this in a new window, here you see the real size. Here you see the real size 150 by 50, 150 by 150, and we have cropped it nicely so that they all have the same appearance. But yeah, here you would upload the photo. That's one thing I wanted to say, right? And then the speaker is saved. Or here's the bio. Here's the bio of the speaker, and then the speaker is saved, right? So, but now when I go back to my program, and I go here to this interdisciplinary stuff, suppose right now the speaker is whatever, Dr. Vince Kokic or whatever, right? And he is a speaker. Suppose he falls ill or whatever, and he has to be replaced by another one. Well, you would create the speaker first, and then later on, yeah, you would delete this speaker here, and then you would add a new speaker. And here you see all the speakers that we have created, right? So if you create a new one, Dr. John Doe or whatever, he would appear here in this list. And then, yeah, if he is a speaker, you just save. In certain cases, also sometimes we have a moderator of a panel, or we have a host of a panel or whatever, right? So we could add then several speakers, and would make one the host, right? And because that appears always. I should go back now to the doctor's program. And what session do we have here? Interdisciplinary, right? So here is how it looks then on the front end. Here we have the title. Once we add a location, room 55, there would be a new button here, room 55. Here we have the time, Friday, September 20th. The time is defined here. Here is the what is it called? The bio of this person. Sorry, here's the session outline, of the session, and here we have the speaker, right? So, and if I click on the speaker, I will see, okay, this person speaks actually in 4 different sessions, right? Like, I guess part 1 and 2. One is for the auxiliary program.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah. So, uh, 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 yeah, I just wanted to point out that speakers get created in a different space, and you can really, or that's how speakers get. That's how using this tool when you're on a session outline. That's how speakers get linked to a particular session, right? So that makes it really easy. Like if one speaker or if one speaker speaks in several sessions or whatever, you can then pick the speaker just down here. Good. Then, yeah, what do we have? What else do we have to look at? You won't have,
Maybe the exhibitor and sponsors.
yeah, okay. So or exhibitors, basically, exhibitors we have not defined, because in this case, sponsors are always exhibitors, right? There is no
Mhm.
so
Yes.
we would always only look at sponsors, sponsor categories and sponsors. So here we have the sponsor categories, diamond, sapphire, ruby, emerald, and so on. And here we have now the sponsors, right? So 3M, I don't know if there are any missing, we can add them or whatever. But how that works is also like if I added one now, you will see they have no ad. If they had an ad, we have to create the page sponsor ads here, and we could pick then. Oh, there is one, Orthonovo, right? Orthonovo appears currently on the homepage, right? So if I go back here, hold on. If I go back here to the homepage, here we have currently an Orthonovo ad or whatever. If there are other companies that have an ad, we will create them here under page sponsor ads, right? And then here are the page sponsor ads, and here we see Orthonovo. How that just works. I give that a company name. I give it a link, like that. That's where the company wants their ad to be linked to. I choose a file and upload the image and save it. Right, which is done. And then if I go now to the sponsor categories and sponsors, and I look at Orthonovo, who these were the people, right? If I click on here now, no, what were they called? Orthonovo. There's their logo, page sponsor ad. No, Kobe, what am I doing? Why? Oh, right, it's on the homepage. Is it? Never mind. It's on the
Yeah, like
homepage. Yeah, yeah.
certain pages, you can only configure ads for. Like I have to do it manually because some, like the sponsor ads, you can put a sponsor ad on a speaker or on a program, and you can do that through this system. But
Right.
if you wanted to do it to like any other page, like the venue map or something, or the floor plan, like that's not configured anywhere in this admin, so I have to do that manually.
Right. Like
Okay.
as an example, let's say 3M has an ad. 3M has an ad. We would first go here to the page sponsor ad. We would upload the ad. We would add a link to it, and then 3M would appear here. So if they have one, we would if they have one, we would and we would pick it here. It would show up on their sponsor profile, but it would show up on their sponsor profile. But we'll leave it blank. So their
It's
category,
probably best like we don't talk too much about the ads because like
yeah,
if you need to do anything with the
yeah,
ads, you should just contact us because it gets
Yes.
pretty
yeah,
complicated, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They
And
have
I
to.
don't think we'll get last minute sponsors like on site. So this is fine. Yeah.
Okay, good. So, but then again, like each sponsor can have a description. Currently, nobody has a description. There can be a contact person, a John Doe or whatever. There can be an email address, a phone or whatever. There can be a LinkedIn address or a website address or whatever, right? And so as soon as they're clicked, as soon as it says active, then they will appear here on the sponsor exhibitor tab, right? But as you see, nobody has currently a description or any contact information or whatever, right? So if you have them,
Yeah. And
that,
so they've been putting their description on the CAO, I think it's the database, the
yeah,
CAO database.
right.
Yeah, so once those are all done, do you pull it from there or
Yeah,
do I have to send it to you?
no, we can pull it from there. We can pull it
Okay.
from there and put all the stuff in. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We'll
So
have to be careful, Michael. Like if they have links in the description and whatnot,
Yeah,
Like,
we'll look through it. Like if they say you can reach us on our website at www something something, we will the www something will go in here, and we will rephrase the sentence. You can reach us on our website, or you
Right.
can reach
Yeah.
our website on the address shown below, or
Yes.
above, or whatever. Right. So
Yeah.
that's yeah.
that's like probably one of the most important things to remember is when you're doing like description updates, even for like other things like a program's content or a speaker's content. You can't just put in a link, and
No.
because when you use the link in the app, it could break the app. We have to do it in a special way. That's why we have like a Facebook link, a website link. They're all set up to
Yeah.
all work
Right.
properly.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. So, all right. And
I'm just trying to think what else we have to go through. I think we've covered the stuff that I need to know on site.
okay. Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be mainly program changes. Good. So, and then,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
how can I say? Once this is over, we'll send you the link on how to get to the back end, and we'll set you and Nina up as administrators. Yeah, and Carol, yeah, if you have any updates to the speakers or whatever right now, just send them along. We'll do
Sure.
it. Yeah, we'll do it.
For
Yeah,
sure. I'm going to be sending you a lot of updates, so no
good,
worries
good.
about that. Yeah, and I
Actually,
try to keep this organized.
yeah. Do you have Elke's email address? I will give it to you as well, and
Yeah,
then
I
just
do have Elkies. Yeah.
good. Yeah, send it to her and just CC me. Yeah, Elke will. She will update. Yeah, she
Okay.
will update most of the content.
Okay,
Can I
amazing.
just ask a couple questions about the education certificates quickly? I know you guys mentioned that they, like, if we provide them to you, they'll be uploaded. Now, will there be a mechanism in place? We don't want them available until after the session. Otherwise, people will download the education.
Yeah.
Right? They'll download it and then they won't go to the session. And technically, like, they need to go to the session before they're able to get a copy
right.
of the.
Right.
Yeah. So will they be like? Will we need, I know in the other mobile app we did for the last year's conference, we had to kind of just in the back end of that app enable that specific education credit, like the certificate. So will there be something similar for this? Because I don't know if we covered that. I just want to, I'm curious for
Yeah.
myself because
No,
I know I'll be having to do them myself.
right. No,
From registration.
it works super simple. It works super simple. Basically, you go to a Traxam program, and here's the program, and for every session where there is one, you pick choose file, and or if you give them all to us, we'll do that, right? But it would just be choose file, and then we would upload it and done. Now, how can I say? Then basically later, Corby, do you remember our test login? Was it CAO123 or let me see here?
That would be my best guess. I don't know if we've changed it.
Test at lsgraphics.com. Sorry, invalid email address.
I mean, you could always make a new account.
Yeah. Okay. So I will do quickly a new account here. I will do a new account here. So I will sign up. And then no. So
yeah, I believe the way those certificates work is once it reaches the end time that's like set up on the session, then it will display only when you're logged in.
Perfect. That's
right.
what I was curious about. Like if we would need to like select them or like however, I just wanted to know how the process will be done for that. If they're on a timer, that's even better. Like I know like 10 minutes before the session or 20 minutes before the session ends, they're made available on the app, because I know that last year we had people swarming the registration desk being like, how do we download our education credits? We just want to be able to know the process so that when they do come after the sessions and ask for demonstration, I know how to show them on the app. And if there's nothing that we have to do to enable it as the session ends, like that's even more amazing. I was just curious how that would work.
Yeah, no, you don't have to do anything. So
perfect.
CAO or Corby, what is now the activation code? Do you remember that?
1 second. I can probably just get the original login if I check
okay.
the App Store.
No, but like a member has to be logged in, or participant has to be logged in, and then in their profile section, they will appear one after another. Like when a session is over, they can go into their section and it will be listed there. They don't even have to They could go there at any time at the end of the conference and download them. They will be all in one spot in their profile
That's
section.
perfect. I didn't want any available before the session, because I know that people would just avoid the session, which is not what we want. So we want them to go to the session and then be able to download it. Regardless, at the end of the conference, all of them should be available, obviously, but I just wanted to know how that would be set up, because just for my own personal knowledge, so that I'm aware.
Right. No, it's yeah. You just upload, like, they are tied to a session, and they will appear in the user's profile, on the user's profile page at the end.
Okay.
At the
Perfect.
end. Once the session is over.
We can show you in a sec. I'm just getting the login info for.
Yeah, no rush.
Okay, you found one. So it was definitely tested at lsgraphics.com, but the password.
Yeah, just a sec.
Unless we tested the password change and have changed it or whatever. I don't know.
I think it's just 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like CAO 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 1, 2, 3.
CAO 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so login. No, invalid password.
And you're using test at LS Graphics?
Yeah. I can also reset it. Okay, so I will go forget. No, so email test it.
Well, we must have reset it at some point.
Yeah, I think so. Test at lsgraphics.com. So let's submit it. Okay. Now I should get an email.
Oh, you're just going to do the password reset?
Yeah, I will do that now. So
okay.
I will do that, and now I make it CAO123. Make it simple. CAO123. CAO123. The password has now been updated. Okay. Good. So that should work now. CAO123. Login. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. So update password. Right. So basically later on, I mean, here is when a person has made a bookmark or a note to something. Here is where they will find their CE certificates. Right. Like when a user logs into their account. When a user logs into their account, here they can edit their profile. Here they can edit their profile. Here later on they can download the CE certificates. They will all be listed.
Okay.
And then
so in they're available through their, like, the individual account.
Exactly. So each user has to log into their account. And how we usually handle that, like it would go like they go here to account or whatever, right? And then they can download it there. They have to log in only once, and they will stay logged in. And how we usually handle that is like shortly before the conference or whatever, we will obviously we'll import all the doctors and auxiliaries or whatever, and then we'll do an email broadcast basically saying, here's your app. Usually we assign a password. If they want to change it later, they can do that. But to make it simple, like they get an email, we usually assign a random password, like it will be whatever letters and numbers or whatever, and then we'll do an email broadcast and send it out, and the email will explain how they can log into their account and what they can do and so on, and that in their account they will find the CE certificates or whatever. So yeah, they can log in, and then once they log in, they will see the screen, and they can just download their CE certificates. Yeah, and this here is a section where people can bookmark and make notes to sessions or whatever. Let's say I go to the doctor's program and whatever, I go here and then I write a note. I'm logged in now, right? I can write a note like whatever this was a very good good session or whatever. So this was a very good session or whatever. If I save this now, and if I go then to my profile later on, right, say I go here to my account and I go now to my bookmarks and notes. Here is now a list of sessions that I will have notes to, and then I will see my note, and I can either trash it or add more or whatever. So, but that's
Would these session notes, does that stay just like in
just
your own personal,
Yeah,
or
okay,
does it
yeah,
get?
yeah,
Okay, I'm
personal
just
note.
I'm just curious.
yeah. No, it's only for that particular person or whatever, right? Or if they want to write a note, I have to ask a follow-up question or whatever or something like that.
Yeah, no, of course. I was just curious.
Yeah, and I mean the program here is not very complicated. It's a yeah. There are not many. How can I say? There are not many concurrent sessions or whatever, right? But so it's not really necessary to build an itinerary. But that is usually done by bookmarking a session or whatever, right? So now the session has been bookmarked, and if I go to my profile now or whatever, I will see here bookmark sessions or whatever. Uh, uh, so basically, if there are concurrent sessions, I can build my own schedule and bookmark the sessions that I really want to see or whatever. But it's yeah on the CAO. I think with CAO the program is not not really that big like compared to some other conferences which are heavy on program with
Um,
five concurrent sessions per morning or whatever. Corby, you wanted to say something?
yeah, I was just wondering, like, does this app have any custom pages really? Like, normally we have like a welcome greetings page, and
At the
but it
moment,
doesn't.
not. At the moment, not. But it will come, right? Like you will have a president's welcome message or something like that. Or not?
I'm not sure
Okay.
because I've only seen it, this year. Nina, do you know anything about that?
I don't believe there was a president's message last year, but I know that we were using a different kind of app.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if there was if it was enabled to have that, but I mean, I just took a little note to ask Allison when she's back to see if that's something that she'd want to initialize for this.
Okay.
If not, I mean, it can stay as is. There's no big deal. But I mean, if there's space for it or some sort of welcome greeting, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with having something like that, but I would double check first.
Right. Here's last year's app. Yeah, and there was nothing. But if you have like a president's message or welcome message or whatever, we would set up that page. It's currently not in the there's currently no facility in the backend. Like if you have a president's welcome message,
Right.
we'll set it up. Just give us the text and the photo or whatever, and we will set it up. Yeah, here last.
I wanted to just mention that because like some of these pages you can't change the text, like a page like that if we made it, but it seems like most of the pages we've done for you are all like pretty much configurable through the
Right.
Eventify site we'll link you to.
Right. So like I mean, when I go here, let's say a condo conference. No, Eventify. Condo conference.
And obviously, like the floor plan is just an image, but that'd be an example of a custom page. You can't really do anything with it on the Eventify site.
Right.
It'd be something we'd have to update.
So basically, a page here like this here, welcome greetings or whatever, welcome from our chairs or whatever. If you had a page like this, you would just give us the text and we would set it up, or here the conference committee or whatever. If you have something like that,
that's awesome.
We'll just set it up. Yeah.
We'll confirm if we'll have that shortly. I know we'll be working towards that.
Okay. Yeah, and luckily there is plenty of time, right? I mean, I say that now, but it's really like a couple of months away. So yeah. Okay, Carol. If you send us or if you send the stuff to Elke, and CC me, that's great. And we will set both of you up as admins after this. Yeah, and then
sounds great. I'll send that off to Elke.
Great. And whenever you have a question, contact us or any concerns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we need to show them any of the alert stuff, or
no? That we can do that when we get closer. I mean, the alerts get basically configured here.
And those can all be preset, right? I know with the other app we had to go in the back end and send to confirm them.
Right, exactly. So you just pick a start time. You pick a start time for.
So essentially, 10 minutes before each session, people would be notified that the next session is beginning in 10 minutes.
Right. If you want to put them together in an Excel file or whatever, we can pre-import them as well, like make life easier. Like if you have an
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, we can do that as well.
just
Closer to
send
the
us.
date, as long as we have once like if as long I don't believe there'll be that many changes to the sessions
Right,
up
right,
until
right.
then, but we can send that beforehand and have them programmed.
Right, that's what we did with Melanie with her OEG things. Like she sends us an Excel file, and then we we can then basically pre-configure the whole thing, like, and then they are all loaded. They are all loaded, right? Like all the alerts would be listed here then, and if you want to remove one or edit one or whatever, you can always do that. Like right now, there is no alert, right? But they would then all be listed here: alert, start time, end time. Like this would be here. I give it a subject line, whatever it says, keys found or room change or whatever, and that would then appear here. It would say room change. It would not show the message. It would show here always the title you put in, right? So
Okay.
it would be listed here. Here's the start time, and the end time is by default, Corby, when the alert like it's set to 10 minutes or what, I don't know.
Is that set up when you create the alert?
Yeah. By default, it puts in an end time. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we can do that as well when we get closer. Yeah, an Excel
You
file.
do like email broadcasts with the alerts, don't you? Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I do that as well. Yeah, but all right.
We only had like the app was the only thing sending reminders for the session.
Okay.
At least that's what we used last year. Again, like if there's a functionality to go further than that, I would rather double check with Allison if she wants them to get emails.
Okay.
I don't know if everyone wants to be just getting emails. They'll be using the app, I'm sure.
Right.
So
Right.
I mean, that should be just enough, because
Yeah.
then everyone's gonna have a bunch of emails at the end of the day with like 100 different session changes or anything.
Right. Okay. Good. I think basically that covers it. But once there's more loaded, like all the all the sponsor profiles, etc., all the sponsor profiles and exhibitor profiles and so on. And once the map is in there, we have all the session rooms and so on. Then then there will be way more stuff to see, right? Than there is right now. Good.
That pretty much covers it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you so much, Michael and Corby.
Okay,
You
no
guys
problem.
have done a
No
great
problem.
job.
Thanks. Okay, and I will upload that. I will upload that recording then to YouTube or something, and then.
Perfect. Just so that if we have any questions, we can kind of just review and see the back end there, so we can have a better understanding if we need it.
Okay, so I will stop this recording now. All right, and then